It's been announced today that the Liverpool edition of the Daily Post is to become a weekly newspaper. Published as a daily since 1855, the paper has suffered from low sales in recent years, with fewer than 9,000 copies a day being sold in recent months. Eunice Muller reports.
The Liverpool Daily Post was on sale here today, as usual, trying to attract readers over its rivals. But after more than 156 years, the historic title's daily update of news will disappear from our newsstands. Today, the paper announced is to become the Liverpool Post in the new year and a weekly paper.
People understand that things have been very tough for the newspaper industry in the last few years, and sustaining two daily titles, paid-for titles in the city, has been quite tough going.
The newspaper has been suffering declining circulation and is selling just 8,000 copies in Liverpool. The Liverpool Echo, on the other hand, sells around 85,000 copies. 6 people will lose their jobs, but other journalists will continue to work across both titles. Eunice Muller, BBC North West Today, Liverpool.
Well, we're joined now by Larry Neal, the former journalist at the paper. Mr. Neal, thanks for joining us. We've heard that it's been tough for local papers everywhere, often hearing of job cuts around the region, but this, I think, is the first major title in the North West to move from being a daily to a weekly. Why do you think it's come to this?
It's just, in fact, an epidemic in the newspaper industry. This happened in Birmingham in 2009 with the Birmingham Post, which started as old as the Daily Post. They went weekly, and again with a weekly edition, and it's happening here. The sad thing is that in Liverpool, one of my battle cries used to be, you know, if you want a daily paper in Liverpool, we've got one to spare, and that sadly won't be the case anymore. It's very, very sad. What is even more sadder is the fact that they are cutting 6 journalist jobs, and I think if Trinity Mirror were actually committed to quality journalism, they would actually recognise that they shouldn't be cutting journalist jobs, they should be recruiting and not cutting.
But you left the Post and now work for Liverpool Confidential.
Yes, yes.
One of many online sites that offer news
yes.
on the
yes.
internet. Isn't that one of the problems, that
yes,
it's competition, the internet?
Yes, it is. There are still 1,200 local papers in the United Kingdom, but there are now 1,600 local paper and confidential type websites offering a news service, an alternative news service, really. So I suppose in a way it's a slow and long and perhaps painful death for the newspaper industry. It's very, very sad.
And just very quickly, is this the shape of things to come, or can we expect to see other papers follow? 30
million people a day read weekly papers, so I think they're here for a long time. But yes, I think it's a downward slope. Very, very sad. Times are changing, and who knows? It's the new technology will reign supreme for weekly papers in a different form.
OK. Larry Neal, thanks very much for joining us today.